Hi everybody, this is Teresa. Welcome to Sew It Tuesday. Today we're going to do fabric clusters. So I have this, which is just an old sheet that had pleats. So I'm just going to rip those. So we're going to use that. I have some of this, and then I have this huge container filled with some, I have a lot of this stuff. I bought these a while back for making clothes, and yeah, that's just not going to happen. I was like 2 years ago, so it is now going to be used for this. And I did it at I think it was a upholstery or fabric store. I don't even know, like this big huge fabric store out where I live. But it moved, and I don't even know where it moved, which is kind of sad because it had a lot of cool stuff. And not bad priced either. So we're going to use a little bit of this. I think I was going to make a skirt for myself with this. Or maybe it was meant for my daughter. I don't know. Bottom line, it'll work great for this stuff. And then I think we're going to use some of, well, we already have, I don't know, we'll see if I grab some of that. But I thought this may be fun. And I thought this might be fun. Might have to make a cover with that black. This is very stretchy. Okay, and I was going to use it for, it's 60 wide and it's like a yard or something. It's only $9. And there's a lot. I might have to put this as a cover. We bought it in hopes for a skirt, but that never happened. I'm not that big of a clothes dressmaker, so we're just going to use it for this. Here we go. And I think for right now, we will call that good. If I use, I think I'm just going to put that as a cover. Okay. So I have some lace. And then basically what I'm going to do is just build from the ground up. And I'm going to make some that are big, some that are small. Different bases. I'll use this for different bases, but this would actually look really cool. I'm going to use this part I just ripped as a snippet roll sometime, because that's a good long piece to start if I've never made one before. Look on my Instagram account and I'll have it there. I want to play and figure out how to do that before I do a tutorial on it. So I'm just ripping this. Like, we really don't need a lot of this stuff. And let's just, there we go. So I'm going to use some of this for a base, and I have stamps over here to stamp some of the top stuff. There we go. This will give us a little bit to play with for right now. So let's use, I have no idea, like all of this was fabric in my stash except for the sheet that I got from a girlfriend. We have these, and what I'm going to do is I think I want some stamps on this one. So I am going to okay, so I'm going to take this, and I totally should iron it, but I don't care. And so what I use a pigment, a permanent ink, archival ink when I use on fabric, when I stamp on fabric. That way, regardless of what you do, it will, you won't have an issue with it. So now all these stamps that I am using, I got out of a out of magazines, card magazines. Except for one I got out of a kit. If I use it, but most of these are all magazines. So I'm just looking to see which I would want. I think that bird would look really cute right there. So I want to grab, so I'm going to grab a piece of book page. I want to use this to get rid of this ink pad. I've had it for quite a while. I don't use it very often. I don't like that foamy part. Alright, here we go. We have that. So let's get our scissors. I'm not trying to totally fussy cut it, but get it close enough that I like it. There we go. So I'm going to switch. I just remembered why. I don't like the pad of this. This ink pad is really, I just don't like it. Let's use this black soot. Okay. I'm just using this book page to clean this off for a little bit. Get the heavy stuff off. This flower would be fun. Of course, I like some of those too. There's too many to pick. Okay. Sorry about that. My camera just died. So I get a little bit of space in between these. As I sew. And adjust accordingly, like I do with these on top pieces sometimes. Okay. So now that these are all together, sewn, and they're all, you know, I'll go in and go, I want like a little zigzag right here. So I'm going to turn on my zigzag. And just make a zigzag. And I'm going to try and get a couple stitches into this flower to hold it down. And I really think I want, you know what, I want to zigzag right along this top. Okay. Shoot. Did that sew it? That did not. Okay, my thread died. There we go. Let's do this again. Hopefully it's recording. There we go. I didn't get that flower, but that's okay. And I think I want that smaller. I think I'm going to do a zigzag just straight down on this one. Okay. Okay, so I'm having technical issues with my threads. So I got a new spool to see if that will help. I wasn't going to record this, but I decided you guys might like to learn from it. So then what I did was I took this and just pulled a little bit of it out because I don't know why, but sometimes my sewing machine just doesn't. It likes a little bit of the, you know, sometimes I just need to take the thread. So next, so this shows you how to do it. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to thread this up, and you guys will probably be able to see the blue better anyways. Hopefully this will fix the issue I was having. And whenever you do this, whichever way to get your needle down and back up, that's how you get your bobbin. Which y'all probably already know that. So let's try a zigzag again. And hope it will work. Yay! It's working. Okay. I'm going to glue that down. Or actually, let's tack the center. I'll show you guys how to tack. We're going to tack the center of that. And I'm going to do a thicker, that way I could just get a little bit more of this down. It's going to be a little floppy, which is perfectly fine. Okay, I think I just want a little bit right in here. Oh no, right in here. I don't want to get the teacup at all. And I don't want, so I'm going to move that. So what I'm going to do, because I just want this little bit of a zigzag. So I'm going to lift this up. I'm pulling this one away a little further. Putting this where I want my zigzag to start. And then start my zigzag. And since I don't want it to go all the way down, I'm going to pull it out. And there you go. You can see the blue much better. I'm going to have to remember that for next time I do these. Okay, so this one we're just going to do a straight zigzag all the way down. Okay, so all I want to do on this one, let me get all this extra stuff off. Okay, so I'm just going to tack right in that center. So there's going to be a blue circle right in that center. So I have a little circle extra like stitch, and that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to switch this to 41. And get that right in my center. And I'm going to press a button that will auto, like it will, yeah. It did two little ones, but one, but that's okay. And there you go. I wish I had kept just the one, but it'll work. So, for these sewing ones, we have, now if you wanted to add, like I'll probably wind up adding like a saying or something on here when I figure out where I'm going to put it. But I think on this I will probably color in this flower with watercolor maybe. I don't know. I'll try one of them. I'll tack some glue just to get that down. So here are these ones. So now I'm going to switch you back over and I am going to show you how to make these without a sewing machine. Welcome back. So we are going to do this without the sewing machine. I do have a needle and thread that I will be using some for. So let's see. We're just gonna, this time around I want to try to make a little bit smaller ones, because I can. I don't need that. Ooh, I wonder if that ripped apart. Sweet. Alright, let's rip that off. So I'm gonna make 3 for you. And I'm not going to be using stamps to decorate this time around. I'm actually going to use flowers that I have already made, that we've made in previous previous ones, and I like this color, and buttons. So I like to start that I just like to lay what I want down. And then I'll go back and attach what I want. Because sometimes, like this one, I think I want that down further underneath. And let's see. Oh, I have some more fun fabric. These are meant to go into little bows, but why not use them on here, right? All right. Let's use some of this up. This is a little different. And we're going to, there. So these are a lot more simpler, littler. I'll probably wind up cutting these backs a little bit more because they're just a tad bigger than what I would want, but that's okay. They're still going to be cute. So I have these little stamps that I have bought, and I think we're going to glue that right over there. Yeah. Okay, so the way that I do this is I use my fabric glue. And I use it just to adhere it down. And we're going to get that right over here. And I want to put, let's see, we have some buttons that would be fun on this, or you know what, I love that on that. So let's look at, so we're going to put this little heart down. Yeah. Oh, there. Sorry, not totally in frame. Let's see. And we're going to get this down. I'm just reaching for some bling. Let's do that pink. Did manage to be able to get this refilled. Oh my gosh, little strings everywhere. Okay, so we're just going to let that dry for a minute. We're going to completely sew this one, so I'm not going to use any glue on that one. And let's see. Oh, that's awfully little. Should we do a heart? Or I like this, but I don't like this with it. So we're going to get rid of that. And I think we're just going to put a tad piece of this down. And then that. There we go. Okay, so we're going to sew this. And I already have a needle threaded, completely knotted. So I'm going to stick it up from the bottom. And then get that right in there. And I'm going to do this a few times, just so I know it is secure. There we go. Now, that is pretty secure there. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to seem very weird, I'm going to tie a little knot. I'm not going to cut anything yet, okay? Tie it like we did with all the other bows we made. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick this up here and have it go through. And underneath, I'm going to hold this like this. And I'm going to just loosely, I'm going to put my thumb on a piece of this. I'm going to wrap this around, and that will get things a little tighter. But then I'm just going to loosely see how you can see this thread sticking out. I don't know if you can see that thread, but that's what we want. I'm going to do that a few times, just because I can. Do it like right over this way, and I am like literally putting my thumb down on that string, so because I don't want it to go in the back, and that just gives it another element of whatever, you know, texture. Okay, now I'm gonna stick my needle down. I'm not pulling tight, and then I'm going to make another knot. That's why I made the first knot, so I can make sure that button was tight. This one is less, so I know I'm not going to cut through these. And then now that it's done, you can like totally just play around and figure out where you want it. So there's one of our fabric clusters without using glue or a sewing machine. And it'll look really cute. This one, after I get that glob off, it's the only thing that irritates me with this glue. I'm going to get some glue on that. Then I'm going to attach this little sucker right up here, just because I can. And then we're gonna put a little bit there, put a tad there. Now you have a couple options that you can do when you're doing this. I'm just going to leave it all glued. But if you don't want it all glued, guess what? Sew it. It works just fine. Sew it with the hand sew. I know some people do not have a sewing machine, but needle and thread is not very pricey, especially if you sew. Here's my thread box. Whew, got lost. Now granted, I used to have a heck of a lot more. We're talking 3 times this. So a lot of this is quilt quality, very high thread count. You don't really need it for something like this. Okay? Something as simple as this, which you can get for $1 or $2. I haven't bought it in a while. And you can, and needles, you know, you can easily spend maybe $2, $3 to get needle and thread if you don't have any. Lots of thread. So, you know, use some thread on this if you want to. So I'm just gonna hold that down really quick. Totally got. I'm gonna have to clean this off. Oh, forgot to put my thing on there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is grab. No. No. I am just rotating what no, those are too big. What I have, I don't like that either. Okay. No. Let's see if I can find more. I know I have some in here. About, I don't like that white either, or that green. That's too Christmassy green. No one wants Christmassy green. Oh, here we go. That might work. That's another little one. I have an issue with buttons. I have too many. Nope, this one's smaller. Okay, we're going to do button. So I'm going to put a button right there, some glue right there for this button. And just tap it. We're going to put glue right there because I think that looks kind of cute. Okay, so here we go. So now you know how to make them with a sewing machine and without a sewing machine. And there's so many different ways. You know, this is just the way I do it. Some people do it differently. I have seen they just put a sheet out and put them on that, put what they want on there, tear it, and then sew it. So it really just depends on what you want to do. So I hope you learned something and you try this out, and if you liked it, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next crafting adventure. Bye!